How do you deworm? This is ivermectin. So this one is also used to deworm animals. Deworming, like deparasiting it. And if you are looking at this, once again, you need to also consider the expiry date of the drug, and also make sure your animals you want to use to treat, they are listed as part of it. In our case, it is pigs, and pigs are here already. And the kind of worms and parasites this one can control is the landworms, as well as the screwworm, fly larvae, and even ticks. You know, these ticks, they are also found on the cattle. And this one is ivermectin 1%. Don't also forget that this one comes in two folds. If you buy this kind of ivermectin, you are always fortunate to have a syringe already inside it for you. Unlike in the case of the iron, where you don't have anything. With this, they're already giving you the syringe so that you don't have to go and buy it again. And they've given you 50 ml of it. And then they have also given you 10. Is it 10? Let me even check and see. Yeah, 5 ml of it. So it's the same thing. They have. This is just a bonus for you. Maybe your animals are not plenty and you need to finish it really fast. So use the 5 ml, you exhaust it and keep this one. So this is just a bonus to you, but it's the same thing. They have combined them. No need for you to ask, what do I use this one for? What do I use this one for? It's the same thing for the same purpose. Just that they have included a small one for you and then the syringe. Alright, so with this one too, what is the dosage of it? If it is for pigs, they're supposed to give 1 ml per 33 kg of their live body. Usually this means you can't give it to pigs you haven't weaned them yet. You can't give this one to them, because by then they are still cycling. They have not even attained 20 kilograms of body weight. So you wait till they attain the 33 kg. But if your environment is not good, instead of the 1 ml per 33 kg, you can give half a ml. If you are drawing it, pull it to 0.5. That's half a ml. If your environment is not that tidy and you suspect your piglet might be infected with these worms, you just pull half of it. This is half of 1, so 0.5, and you give this one to your piglet safely. Otherwise, just make sure they attain the right weight, and you give them a 1 ml. And usually I like to wean them. I like to give the ivermectin treatment or deworm them after I've weaned them from their mother to stay alone. That is why I wean them in the first week, making sure that they are able to start their own food and their own environment fresh. Looking at this one, like with the iron, I talked about the dry period and it wasn't indicated on it. But if you look at it in the case of this ivermectin can be very dangerous. So looking at it, you see the withdrawal period, it is 18 days. 18 days for pigs and 28 days for other animals. And then if it is for milk producers, that is 28 days. So if you are treating your cow with this, you have to wait about a month before you can harvest this milk from your animals. You get it? But it is for pigs, and then maybe for meat, that is 18 days. You can slaughter, and then you can consume them after 18 days, and nothing will happen to it. This is very important for you to know. So that is why you need to always keep records of your vaccination, so that if you are taking an animal for slaughter, you know that this animal just got vaccinated 2 days ago, so no need for me to slaughter it now. Let me wait. Or this animal was dewormed 3 weeks ago, so I can release them for slaughter. That is why you need to also keep accurate records on your farm. It's not just for fun. You don't know how to keep records. Some people keep records and you take a look at them and they look confusing. Even they themselves, after the records, they don't even know what they did. That is why I also created a template. All you need to do is just download it in the comments. You can go later and edit it. And if you're keeping records for this, the type of drug given is important. And then the site of injection is also important for you to keep. And the person who did the vaccination or the injection for you, that is the health professional here. The contact and the person's name should also be indicated so that you know whenever there's an issue who to run to or who to contact. And with ivermectin, you have 1% and you have you have 1% and you have 2%. Usually with drugs, you are not supposed to stay too consistent with only one product. It's not good. It can lead to drug resistance, especially if you don't draw the right amount and you have always been so maybe you are making the animal stubborn by not killing it. You are taming it in some way. The animal is not dead. If the animal should survive again, it's going to cause a lot of harm than if you had allowed it to stay natural like that. So in order not to let the animals develop resistance to any drug, you are supposed to rotate. Don't stick too much to one drug. If this time we are giving 1%, the next one you can give 2%. And then the next one, instead of injecting, you can use the powder form or the liquid to give it to your animals. Keep rotating so that the animals become confused till they are all dead from the system. But if you stay too consistent with one of the products, sometimes it's not going to work again. And that is why the animals have developed resistance. The parasites have developed resistance, and there's no way you're going to get them out. So it is always good for you to rotate the medicines you use for your animals. This is 1%. The next time can be 2%. The next one can also be about the powder form where you mix with the feed. And the next one can also be oral one. You will just inject into their mouth and then they swallow it. Keep rotating. Keep rotating. Alright, I'm sure you understand this video. 33 kg of live weight. But if your environment is not good, don't wait for the 33 kg, but then they will die or they might not attain that weight forever in their life. So all you need to do is, if your environment is not that clean and you suspect these worms, you just draw half a ml to inject into your animals. It's fine, it will work for them. So how do you also inject ivermectin? I will deworm your pigs. You know, these parasites, they are not in the blood, they're always in the skin. That is why you see sometimes the skin will look rough, and then the hair, there will be some sort of hair loss and other things, symptoms for you to see that your animals are suffering from these worms. And the skin or the coat becomes very rough, hardened sometimes. Okay, so how do you inject it? After you have drawn the, let's say you want to draw 1 ml. After you have drawn the 1 ml, once again, you're not supposed to draw it this way. You're supposed to turn it upside down and then draw it. After you've gotten to the 1 ml exactly, we don't inject the animal directly like this. You don't also inject it at 90 degrees, straight like this. You will kill your animal or it's not going to work. But you should also tilt it. For this, you are supposed to tilt it like 45 degrees like this. It's okay. Okay, then you deposit it. But to be safe and to know that you are doing the right thing, usually I recommend that you fold the skin of your animal. Fold it. If you fold the skin this way, what you are able to hold in your hand like this, just deposit the drug inside that skin. That's the right place to do. It will never get into the body, the muscles. Just fold the skin. If you fold the skin, deposit the drug gently inside that skin you're holding and leave it. That's right inside the body, and it's going to work for you. So the moment you inject your pigs or your animals with ivermectin and you see blood coming, that means you got into the muscles. That's the wrong side. It is not going to work. The parasites are not in the blood, they are in the skin. But you have crossed the skin and then got into the muscles, so it's not going to work. If you deworm your animals, you're not supposed to see blood coming out. If you see the blood wrongly done, you might need to repeat it again. So always fold the skin and deposit it inside the skin to be safe. It's not every time that veterinarians will come to your farm or you have access to them. So know how to do some of this, and that is why this channel exists, for me to share some basic tips to help you do better. But if the veterinarian is very close to you, just contact the veterinarian to come to your farm, help with the animal treatment, and you should be fine. So I think that is it. We have dewormed and we have also given iron to your animals long ago. They are not doing better. A quick one for deworming. You're supposed to deworm your animals normally every 2 months. Okay, every 2 months you deworm them. So I always say before your animals are ready for the market, you should have dewormed them 3 times. So every 2 months you deworm, every 2 months you deworm. That is if everything is equal and perfect on your farm. But if your place is prone to infection or infestation, the only thing you need to do is every 1 month you inject, every 1 month you deworm. Especially for those who have been feeding grasses a lot, you uproot the grass from the soil, you go and feed it to the animals. Definitely we have to be deworming our pigs frequently. Every 1 month you have to give it to them, so that you keep them on track in terms of their performance. That is all. But if you have not been, you have a clean environment and your animals eat from clean bowls where they don't take these grasses and everything is on point for them, you don't need to be deworming them frequently. This is the case where people don't even deworm, but the animals do better. But like I said, it's always good for you to prevent it than to treat. So always try your best to deworm every 2 months. Keep accurate records. Again, there's a guide in the description. Just go and download it and know how to enter the details right, so that you can keep your farm safe and you should be able to talk about your farm and give the accurate information anytime and anywhere. There's a guide in the description. Go get it. With ivermectin, we inject it this way at an angle of 45 degrees, or we fold the skin, deposit it. But for iron, it should be 90 degrees, push inside, then deposit it. If you deworm and you see blood, wrong. But if you deworm and you don't see anything, that is right. Sometimes you even deworm a pig, and if you're not careful, you deworm the pig again because you don't see that you have dewormed the pig. That is why you need markers, or the market, so that after you have dewormed, you just use a mark on it to show that I've dewormed this guy. Go away. Otherwise, you end up deworming one pig 2 times, because this one, if you deworm, you don't see that you have dewormed them if the pig doesn't show anything. And once again, you need to have a firm grip of your animal before you start to deworm, so that it doesn't shake to break the needle, which can be a lot complicated on the farm. So just make sure you grip the animal well before you deworm. In my case of a piglet like this, what I've come to realize is if you want to deworm piglet or give iron to the piglet, sometimes you take them, they become aggressive, they won't agree. But what I do is, if you just hold them, you lift them up into the air like this, they become quiet. Okay, they don't even move again. So if you just take them, you just lift them up in the sky, they have no power again, and you just inject them upwards. Okay, you release them down. That's piglet. But the mature ones, you can't do this. You need somebody to help you do it perfectly. Or you get a cage, a tight cage. You restrict them so they are not able to move. Then you can do the injection. Mind you, it's just behind the ear, this way. So try getting the ear this way, the skin of the ear like this, and then leaving it here perfectly for them for deworming. But if it's the iron, don't just hold it. Leave it this way. Press it into the skin and inject. So always, it should be complicated. The only thing for it to be complicated is it's not indicated how you should go about the angle and then the positioning of it. But the rest, you have them on the indications and for the directions they give to you here. So always try and read this side. You'll be fine. Just go according to what they indicate here, provided it is for the animals you want to use them to treat. Just look at the labels here. You should be fine to do anything that you want on your farm. You need to learn some of these basic things, because it's not always easy for you to get the veterinarian. Some of them, they don't want to come to your farm, and once they don't want to come, all they tell you is they are going to collect you some amount that you think is not reasonable. Maybe I'm going to take you 20 cedis for an animal, and you have like 50 animals. 20 cedis a day. You see how much you're going to lose. Okay, but on the normal note, maybe they take 5 cedis or 7 cedis per animal. But because of your location, you might say it's taking 20 cedis for the animal, which you don't want to pay or you're not ready to pay. So this is basic. Some of these basic things, if you're able to do them, they help you to reduce your veterinary cost. So there you have it.